Howdy y'all, fast forwards 289. So tonight, we're going to be doing a little, update to my electric fan wiring. I'm going to be installing a plug, and just to make it easier to remove the fan if I ever have to. Right now I have it where there's two spade connectors, and you can unplug them, but they're taped up and everything, and I just don't like that hassle. I don't like the way it looks. So I picked this up from O'Reilly's, and this is perfect because it's got the two wires. If you want to do this, make sure you get, they have different ones. You can get a 1 wire, 2 wire, 4 wire, whatever. Got 2 wires. I like how it's got the seal, so it'll keep water and moisture out of it. It clips together, so it looks like a factory plug. If you look here, it's 14 gauge. I believe that wire, the one we're going to be installing it on is the orange wire. The power wire is a 12 gauge wire, but that's fine. Because you want to look at this, rated at 30 amps, which is perfect because our max amperage for the fan is 30. That's why you want the 30 amp fuse and everything, so that's perfect. If this is rated, you want to find something that's rated at this, you want to find a plug that's rated at the same amperage as your fuse. The fuse is 30 amps. This is rated for 30 amps, so we're perfect. For wiring that runs for less than 10 foot, this is a whole lot less than 10 feet, so we're good. Water and dust resistant, perfect. Okay, so this is a good thing. So we're gonna put this in here. If you want to, there's the part number. If you want to go buy one at O'Reilly's, Dorman brand. So let's get started. All right, so before we get started, we need to make sure you have your tools. You're gonna need a wire stripper, a wire crimper, and something to cut the wire with. Also, you're gonna need 4 wire connectors. Now, if you want to, you can solder your wires together. I don't really have a way to solder right now at this current time, and these work fine. I've never had a problem with one of these. So you can always take some heat shrink and put over if you're worried about moisture, but it's fine because I'm gonna put it up in here, so there's no moisture gonna really get to it. Plus, I got that black plastic stuff I'm gonna be putting over it, and that'll help seal it too. Or you can put some black electrical tape on it, whatever you need to do. So I'm gonna put it down in here. I don't want to go too low, because if you go too low, then you might run into problems. So like if you take a look here, I could run it down here at the very bottom of the radiator where all that black plastic is. But my problem with that is it's down, even though that plug has a seal, I don't want it to where potentially, dirt and moisture can get to it. Like if I get caught in the rain or what, I don't drive this car in the rain, but if I get caught in a rainstorm or whatever. So I'm gonna put it right in here, underneath the fuse. Okay, so what you want to do is, I went ahead and unwrapped mine so I could expose the terminals. This is actually ground. Don't pay attention. I know it's red instead of black. If you watch my how to install electric fan radiator, a radiator electric fan, you'll see why I use black. It's all I had. So, but I know what it is, and that's all that matters. So we need to figure out how long we need the cables to be, which really not very long at all. They're gonna be very short actually to install this the way I want to, so which is fine, it works. That's all that matters. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out where we want to cut it, and I'm gonna cut mine. I'm gonna cut this one right above this blue terminal on this wire, because that's the fuse. Then I'm gonna cut the red wire in the exact same spot, or the ground wire. Then I'll come up here to the electric fan wire, and I'm just gonna, we'll cut this back in here somewhere a good length, and then we'll wire everything up. All right, so once you cut your wires where you want the desired length to be, where you figure that out, take your connector and you slide it over. After you cut your wires, you strip it, about, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch or so. And then you want to twist your wires together to make them all nice and neat so they're not frayed out. Take your wire connector and put over it. And when you get it started, take your crimping tool and crimp it down. Once you get all that, then we're going to figure out how long I want to cut the wires on this to hook it up. Okay, perfect. We got that cut down. And I cut the wires pretty short on the plug because that's all I needed. Now, whenever you do this, make sure you got it right, because you only get one chance to do this. Once you cut it, there's no going back. Unless you need to cut it shorter, then obviously you can cut it again. But once you cut it, there's no going back if you cut it too short. So just keep that in mind. Put the wire in there like so. crimp it down. And you do that for each wire, and then it's a done deal. Also, a little tip, anytime I connect something, I like to give it a little tug. I mean, you don't want to pull it like you're trying to pull it apart. Like, you don't want to, you know, don't rip it, but I like to give each one a little tug, make sure it's connected good, and we're good to go. Alrighty, guys, that's how you hook it up. Now I got a plug to unplug my electric fan on my radiator if I ever need to. That looks good. I put a little bit of black tape around the electrical connections, and I got some black plastic sheathing like that I'm gonna be putting on there to cover all these wires that make it look neater. But there we go. That's how you wire up an electrical switch on any electrical wire, really, automotive wise. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up if you like the video, and leave a comment down below telling me what you think. Thank y'all for watching. Have a nice night.